Hello and welcome back again to this quote unquote radio. And yeah, the typical video that you better be listening instead of you watching because it's meant to be like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, and welcome to February, which means that we're officially passing on January 2026, which means we're passing on the first month of 2026. God damn, time flies so fast. Now, ladies and gentlemen, because we're in the early of February, at least when this time got recording. Actually, there is a lot of news, but unfortunately, there is not much news related about motorsport. There is, but actually, just few of them. So because of that, I'm just gonna going back to the episode two, which is the previous episode, and we're gonna do a little recap because apparently there's like a topic that I forgot to talk about, and also some like a topic that once I publish the episode, there's like another news that related about topic that I'm talking about, and oh shit, I didn't put that thing on the episode. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's do a quick recap. Okay, Genesis, as you might know, they make a offer variation called the Genesis X Scorpio, based on the Genesis X Berlinetta, which is a Vision GT car, like a Vision Gran Turismo car. Is a hypercar. V12 powered in the game, but now it's a V8 powered in the real life. They actually run that things in the Abathurs a couple months ago. Now, turns out that Genesis also make another variation of that. No, not the Scorpio, but the Berlinetta, called the well, it's not different name. It is basically a single seater variation. Now, obviously, it is cool, and I do want to see this thing side by side with the Monza SP1 in a Monza. And speaking of that Genesis Berlinetta single seater, this isn't the first time that a VGT car got like another variation. Okay, previously we got Jaguar, which they took inspired from the D type car, fully electric, and also another electric car. Recently, Porsche they also made another variation of their Vision GT car. It's a Spider. They call it Spider. Okay, and it was from the update from like a 2023 update. It was an old update. Okay, now if you didn't know, once you see that update, okay, there's a bit of an issue back in the day because apparently that car has an off-road tire. So a bit of trivia to you. Okay, back in the day, that car used to have an off-road tire, but they patched it because it was a glitch and something like that, and you can't have it anymore. So that's the news for Genesis. NASCAR, okay, they officially see the winners of the Bowman Gray Stadium. Now they're not gonna racing in Snowman, okay. They're racing in Bowman, okay. The snow stuff like that, okay. They prevent that, okay. Obviously, it's a cold condition, but they're still keeping the clash, okay. And we already see the winners, okay. Ryan Preece, which is the first time he won a NASCAR Cup race in the RFK. And speaking of the RFK, in the Daytona, they're gonna running like a tribute, not a tribute livery, but like using a Greg Biffle font in every single RFK car, including the number 99, Corey LaJoy. Now I want to see that happen in the Daytona, but yeah, it was a really nice tribute. And not only that, Colic Racing, which they do running a number 16 car in the Cup car, also gonna running a tribute to Greg Biffle as well. So it is kind of a bit of well, it is it's wholesome, I can say. I remember when Kevin Harvick running the old 29 RCR in the North Wilkesboro 2023 a couple of years ago. It's a long time ago, and it's nice to see that. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. That's a bit of a news about that. Okay, no Snowman Stadium, but Bowman Gray Stadium. Okay, no Snowman Gray Stadium. That's the things. Okay, now speaking of the NASCAR, some of the racers. Okay, Kyle Busch. I do see that he doesn't like the format, the chase format.
I thought we got away from it for a reason in the past, so I'm not real sure why we went back to it.
Now that's the only thing I can cover when it comes to like the chase, and when it comes to like a NASCAR, the brand new NASCAR, apart from like they got a brand new, I would say quote unquote brand new because it's an old format. Uh, yeah, we also see a quote unquote another new things, which is a brand new Camaro. I would say quote unquote because it's not actually new car since it was basically a Camaro that based on the kit that you can buy from dealership. So it is it is beautiful weird things, okay? And people saw that thing just like, huh, what's the difference? Like I can't see the difference. Well, let me show you this picture. This is the 2025, which is like the previous gen of a Camaro, and this is the brand new 2026 Camaro. See the difference? Now, apart from the paint scheme, but you can see the difference. You can see that 2026 car is a bit more rounded in the front. So yeah, that's the only thing I can spying on. So yeah, speaking of the brand new Camaro, that's the only things, and yeah, that's it. That's it when it comes to brand new Camaro. I actually don't really care about that. Okay, at least they're still running a Chevy car in a NASCAR, which is a good thing. So yeah, that's it for the NASCAR news. To be honest, I didn't find anything new apart from like the Daytona entry, something like that. And speaking of the American Motor Series, we got some of the news that kind of like surprised me, and to some people kind of baffles them. Now they announced it they're gonna race at Washington. Okay, the Freedom 250. Now what the hell's that mean? So this race is for a something something patriotic. Okay, no wonder they race in Washington. And in fact, you see this video, the background video. It is an old video of the Crew 2 U.S. Picture Cities, Washington D.C. Okay, now Washington wasn't like a the typical city that suits for racing. Okay, I don't know. They do have like a racing background in that states, but the thing is, the reason why kind of surprise people and to some extent baffles people, it's just like it just so well, like it just so forced. Okay, like they don't have like a news, they don't have like a rumors or something like that. They're gonna racing at Washington. It's just like boom, okay, out of nowhere, Freedom 250. Now the reason why is because Trump itself. Okay, now, since IndyCar was like an independent, obviously, like the Trump effect or like the president effect could maybe, but there's like a one other guy that makes this Freedom 250 happen. Surprisingly, this is the guy, the man himself, Roger Penske. Yes, this is the guy who owned Penske team, Penske NASCAR team, okay, IndyCar team as well, and to some extent, Australia Supercar team. This is the reason why that we got Freedom 250. Now I don't want to talk about much further into that. Okay, if you baffle with this thing, go ahead. But I'm just gonna showing you that hey, we got a surprising race, Freedom 250 in IndyCar schedule in 2026. That's it. Actually, there's other news like a Prema, like the issue that with their F3. I don't know that thing. Okay. Now going back to the motorsport, turns out there's a bit of a news related about the World Endurance Championship. You know that the Lamborghini program. Okay. Now props to your Formula Jonah. I took this information. Okay. Now turns out that the program. Okay, they don't shut down the program. They say they kind of like pause the program. Okay, and they're gonna consider that to return into 2027, and I hope they do it. And they're trying to find like a like a partner to like that, like a racing team, like a back when they did with the Iron Links. Okay, and now they try and find like a new race team, sort of like that. Okay, so it is a good news at least. Okay, and it's still a rumor, so don't expect much. However, there's other rumors about that, which is Honda. They're gonna kind of enter the World Endurance Championship. Now I know they're gonna rebatch their Acura DPI, or sorry, the Acura GTP car in IMSA and make it, and rebatch it as a Honda, simple like that. So it was a real matter. However, the team they're gonna pair on, like they're gonna partners on, it was a Polish team, Inter Europol Racing. Now again, all of these news still rumors, so it's quite unsure. But props to Formula Junior to provide this some of the information. It kind of interests to some like endurance racing fans. So yeah, that's the some news for you. Now we're gonna going back to the Formula One once again. Okay, now we got McLaren. Okay, they're running a so-called like a shakedown liver. Actually, I do like the the shakedown. It is the definitive of the stealth mode. Okay, Now, because of that, okay, that's the only things, and at least like the most detailed car in the shakedown car, they finally running the car in the Barcelona shakedown. Okay, now speaking of the other F1 team, other Mercedes power car, Williams, they finally revealed their livery, and this is what it looks like. To be honest with you, when I see this, I basically see this thing as the 2022 Oracle Red Bull car. Okay, it is technically the same. The only thing set apart is the new sponsorship, and pretty much that's it. And to be honest with you, like it is already good, so why won't you fix it anymore? Okay, there's nothing broken on it, so it is a perfect livery. So yeah. And speaking of the issue, like they skipping on the Barcelona testing, Williams actually confirmed, like, yeah, did a clarification. Okay, they say that yes, there is a bit of a problem, but the reason why we skipped the Barcelona test is we did that in purpose, the same way as McLaren said. We did that in purpose. Okay, it is part of a strategic things. Okay, something like that. And yeah, let's see what happened. I just hope that that team, okay, can run well. Obviously, they wasn't like a great start. It was a very rough, bumpy start, but we just hope for the best for that team. Okay, now another team, another Mercedes Power, former Mercedes Power, Aston Martin, decided to release their car. Well, the car, not the livery. And we got some of the news like, yeah, the car broke down in a lap through or something like that. But it doesn't really matter. Okay. Again, I'm just hoping for that one because I want to see like a redemption of my guy Fernando Alonso. Okay, I just want to see that coming. Okay, and we're gonna see the last three cars, which is McLaren, Cadillac, and Aston Martin, to see their livery. Okay, I can't wait for the Bahrain shakedown, Bahrain testing to be specific. So, yeah, looking forward to see that one. Now, another Mercedes powered car. This are an actual yeah, new customers for a Mercedes power car. Is an Alpine. Now we all know that 2025, okay, we thought Alpine's gonna do like a redemption things. Okay, they paint the car. Okay, they didn't do at least better than 2024, but as I was quite the opposite. Okay, now 2026, okay, we hope for the best for them at least. But one thing that kind of interests me is the fact they how implement the active arrow. See, the 2026 regulation, they ditched the DRS in favor of the active arrow, which is basically a another variation. It's like a different way to say DRS because the purpose is basically the same. Okay, to reduce drag, makes the car go faster by, well, reduce drag. Okay, the whole aero windy things. Okay, it is basically a DRS on steroid. Okay, that's all I can say when it comes to the active air. However, because the active air regulation, it is new, and I would say is well, how do I say this one? Okay, flexible, so teams can do a different method to do an active arrow. Now, how Alpine then is kind of interests me because usually other teams running an active arrow, like a active rear wing, as like an old DRS. Okay, the technique, the method is the same. Okay, like a typical DRS. Okay, the old method. However, the Alpine one is slightly different. Okay, instead of go up, they go down. Okay, that's quite interesting to me, to be honest with you. And I just want to see what happened because apparently not only that, they're also running a kind of aggressive aero things. Okay, but what I'm trying to say is Alpine put a big bet on the 2026 car. Okay, now speaking of Alpine 2026 car, this is gonna be the last news. Okay, they're also gonna releasing my favorite, okay, Majorette Alpine A526. Now the funny thing is, it was a brand new car. It was a 2026 car, as you can clearly see in this one. Now it is still a leaks, okay. It's not a final form, okay. But the funny thing is, it is a 2026 car with a 2025 livery. So I don't know about that, but if that was on the convenience store, like no, not convenience, on the local convenience store or like a toy store. If I saw that things, I'm probably gonna buy that things. Okay, I just want to compare that things. Okay, now speaking of a Formula One, okay, a Formula One 164 scale, we got this news. There you go, and I don't know what it's gonna be, but I'm hoping another Formula One X Hot Wheels. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's it for today. I don't know. There's nothing to talk about it anymore. Maybe I just sort of forgot, but thank you so much for listening to this quote unquote video, or I would say quote unquote radio. If you like what you see or if you like what you listen, please smash like subscribe button. And if you're in the Snowman Gray Stadium, if you want to slide around in the sledge, just be careful, drive safe, and goodbye.